umbrella. After we can see the old factory, because we keep also the old factory. This place at the beginning was a vineyard, and they produce wine here.
Here, right here?
Yeah, but after the phylloxera, you know the phylloxera?
No.
Was a disease that killed all the grape plants in Europe. So the wine production disappears, and they change it, and they start with the olive oil production. So
what year was that?
I don't remember well, but around 300 years ago in this area. And we keep, apart from the wine cellar, and we keep machinery from the olive oil factory also.
Really?
We try to keep it like the original.
You have some of the original machinery from 300 years ago? More than 300 years ago that was used to make wine.
The tanks probably have around 600 years.
Wow. I'd love to see some of that.
Yeah, we go to see it. And
so this is the Molino. This is the Almazera here.
Yep. It's very small. I don't know if you see it older before, but this looks like a toy. It's really small. Now we don't have everything because we just finished the harvest. We are cleaning and dismount all the machinery. When we finish, we always take all the machinery out, and we keep it we clean it, we keep it in a room, and when we go to start, we put all again.
But this is all you need for your production level.
Yeah.
This works for
we are really happy
your
with
family's
the quality.
company.
Since I started to run the business with my grandfather, because at the beginning we started with this like a hobby. So it was just for have a good time and have the olive oil for the family, some of the neighbors. But when we start to work like a business and we start to make it more like professionals, since 2013, every year we are on top on the competitions. So it's small production, small machinery, but you can arrive to a very, very high quality. In my opinion, have a small machinery make it easier. Because in my opinion, the most important thing during the process is clean. Clean, 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 and clean. The olive oil catch the bad smells, the bad taste from everything that touch. If you don't have something clean, the oil catch it. Here, the biggest pipe have 2 meters. So you can take it and you can clean it very easy. When you have a big factory and the walls have the pipe inside, you can't move the machinery, it's more difficult to clean. Here, all it's inside of the shipping container. It's a mobile factory. If you want, you can put on a truck and you can produce olive oil where you want. In my opinion, it's a very, very, very nice idea. And it's a really nice concept.
Who built this?
This is a company from Germany. They have the main office here in Montoro, in Córdoba. But it's the name of the company is Centrifugación Alemana. German centrifugers.
Is this the company here?
Yep.
Okay.
You have all inside of the shipping container. All that you need. It's the same, exactly the same machinery than a normal factory, but smaller. This is where you crush. Well, we have 2 cleaning machines. For us, it's so important to work only with the olive, without leaves, branches, and we don't use water for clean the olives. Normally, the people use water for wash the olives, for remove the chemicals. But when you don't need it, why? Because always that you add water to the process, some antioxidant and the polyphenols goes with the water. They goes easier with the water than the oil, so you lose. If you don't need it, don't use it. It's so important. Here is where you crush the olives. And sorry, we don't have electricity. I tried to give you some light.
Todo bien. Todo bien. This camera can actually pick up a lot of light.
Nice.
It can produce quite a bit.
Here is where you send the paste after crush it. We call it the mixer. And this is so important. You need to keep it here the time that you need. not more or less. Here is where the oil catch everything. The taste, the smells, the color, and you can choose the temperature here. If you want, you can warm up these machines, and you have more oil. It's easier to extract the oil. But when it goes up to 30, you burn the antioxidant, the polyphenols, the smells goes out faster. If you want to have a good oil, you need to work in cold. This is why you read cold press or cold extraction. This means that you work maximum at 27 degrees. Each company decides. In my opinion, the best temperature is between 21 and 25. But this is just a personal thing.
So is all of the extra virgin olive oil that your family's producing, it is all cold pressed?
Yep.
Okay.
Cold extraction. Because now nobody uses a press. It's an old word. When you think that this is the best moment for the extraction, from here we send it to this machine. This is the soul of the machinery. Here is where you separate the juice from all the other things, the pits, the meat, the skin, the waste, we call it the waste, goes out through this pipe to 2 containers that we have in the back, and we sell this to other company. They produce more olive oil, but it's with all the machinery and all the process. And here we keep the juice. And we call it juice because now it's dirty. Have little solid thing from the skin, from the pulp. You can use it, of course, just from the machine. It's amazing. It's so tasty. But you can't keep it in a tank. If you bottle in this or you keep it in a tank, the solid things, with the time it settles and give you fermentation. Bad smells, bad taste. It's so common to see the people that it's looking for a non-filtered olive oil. And normally it's more expensive. But that also means that you have a shorter life in this product. A few weeks, not more. It's so nice. If you have options, you need to taste it. It's marvelous. When you take a piece of thick bread, you put this juice in a plate, you put the oil, the bread on the oil, but you need to catch a lot of oil. And after you put in the fire, it's amazing. It's really, really nice. But you need to know that this product is for that 3 weeks, not more. Or I don't recommend more. Or if you want to keep it, you need to freeze it. You can put it in the freezer and you stop all the bad thing that happens. But normally the people need to clean the olive oil for keep it. You have a few options, but in my opinion the best option is the filter. It's a cellulose paper, the oil goes through the paper, the solid thing stays in the paper, and that's it. You have the clean oil ready for store or for sell it.
Are you bottling the EVOO immediately, or are you putting it in a tank?
We put it in a tank. In the tank you can control the temperature, you can manage the oxygen that you have inside, the light, all is stainless steel, we can see it. It's the best option. We bottle in when we need to sell it.
I understand. Like most EVOO producers.
It's something that you will to see how we're bottling. It's the people think that it's a lot of work. And no, if you need to sell 20 bottles, you make 20. After filter the olive oil, we keep it in the tanks. And when we need it, we take a small tank for 50 liters. And we go to the bottling place.
These are what the bottles look like?
Some of them. It's very tiny also.
See, but it's the space you need.
Yeah.
Right?
We don't need, at this moment, we don't need more. And for bottling, it's just this. You put the bottles here, these take the air, so the oil goes up. You keep the bottle here. When it's full, you have the cap by hand or with the cans. The cap it's by hand. The label here it's by hand also. In some bottles we can use the machine for the labels, and that's it.
Look at this.
Like I told you, it's short. The process is very short, or it's very small. but you can have a really nice product. We are happy with the quality.
Sounds like it. Quality sounds very good.
Yeah. We are very,
there's oil in this.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is ready for ship. I think this will go to Germany.
Okay.
I think the people normally the people first came here to visit the farm to see how we make it, and they take some, and the next year normally they repeat and we send it.
So this is a German family.
Yep.
That has placed an order, and so all these bottles, is that what they ordered?
Yep.
So I'm seeing really roughly here 8 liters. About eight
around this. Sometimes the first year they take only a few. The next year they order and we send it to them, but it's also some for the neighbor or for the cousin. It's something that each year we are saying that the orders are growing.
Yeah.
It's something.
Extra virgin olive oil makes a great gift, I find as well.
And you can see it very easy when it's Christmas.
See,
the sales outside explode.
You find that?
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Each year, more people it's changing the wine in the gift.
I think it's a great gift. Extra virgin olive oil. Especially, in Canada, a lot of people don't understand how good olive oil can be. It's just the culture's not there yet.
It's something that is changing. I think that we are going in the same path than the wine 10 years ago.
I do too.
Something like that.
I totally believe that. I believe extra virgin olive oil is like what wine was like 30 years ago.
Yeah, something like that, because now if you go to any restaurant, you have different wines, different qualities, different price, just one oil.
Yeah, I completely know. I was in a nice restaurant in Canada. I've told people this before. I was in a nice restaurant in Toronto, and I wanted to have some extra virgin olive oil with my French fries, and they didn't have any olive oil at all. They didn't have any olive oil. They had like some other type of oil. She went back and asked the chef. Came back, she's like, we don't have olive oil.
It's something that it's changing. But now here you can find some restaurant that they give you 2 or 3 oils to taste. It's not common, but it's each time you see more. So I hope in 10, 20 years, in all the restaurants you can choose your oil, or I hope. And this is
I believe things are going that direction as well.
Now the people prefer to pay a little more and have a good product in the table. And this is the old factory.
Okay, so tell me more about this. Where are we right now? What did this factory do?
In this factory, at the beginning, they produce the wine, and after they change everything for work easier with the olive oil. But for example, they reuse the press that you can use for both things, and they produce olive oil here. But a little more than 50 years ago, they decide to finish the business and they start with animals. They have goats for sell the milk, and they reuse the same place. So they change it again. For example, they close this room and they add this room to the house. This for the animals. This is the old kitchen. This was the old kitchen from the family.
Okay.
So they have the goats in this room, the kitchen there. In the next room, they make the same. They cook half for the animals, half for the home. So when we arrive here, we start to restore everything for try to keep it like the original. This is the real speciality of the company of construction: restore all places.
This is for pressing olives.
Yep.
This is like a traditional press.
Yep. This was the counterweight. I don't know if call it like that.
Counterweight?
Yep. Here you have some pictures that explain how it is.
You can call it that. I'm pretty confident.
Was a really old system, but efficient.
So this originally was a wine mill, and then became a olive mill,
And after a barn.
and now kind of a museum.
Yeah,
You
it's
could call this a museum,
it's
right?
like a museum, but real.
I think it's great. Yeah, you can feel the
And I
heritage
think
here.
it's important to keep the things for the people that don't see it before. Here you have some pictures when we arrived. Here, and this is after the first cleaning.
So that looks very similar, but this, yeah, you've cleaned. Your family has cleaned this a lot.
12 years ago.
12 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
When we
You
bought
guys have done a lot of work in here. This is exceptional. Even the ceiling, some thought has been put into it.
this is the beginning of this project.
It's Hortelano. It's my father.
He's the first hortelano. With my brother in the hands, I was working in the press, and my father was taking the picture.
That is exceptional. What a nice thing to capture. Is your father still alive?
No.
Okay. He looks like you.
It was a pity. If he saw this, it's like the dream that they have. It's a pity.
Wow. What are these?
This is the cellar for the wine.
These are the original.
Yep. The white part is new. We restored this because when the people finish with the wine production, they don't need it. So they cut the top.
Broken.
They cut all the top of the tanks, and they put ground inside for reuse the room. This is how we found it.
So what am I looking at here? There is no, the holes were covered.
All cover. This was just a flat,
Right.
flat ground.
Yeah, they didn't see a use for the cellars at the time. So the cellars still existed, but they filled them in.
Yep. And when the family of my mom arrived here after the wine production, they didn't know
Never
about this.
seen. Never
they
seen.
never seen. My grandfather, my great-grandfather, they don't know it.
But they didn't even know they were here.
No.
How was it discovered?
When we start to restore everything, we start with the walls. And in this step, we have another wall. And in this wall was pieces from the tanks. And we think that with all, we can make a huge tank. But no, it was only pieces from the top. We keep it all, and the next year, when we start to restore the floor, we discover the tanks. And we say, okay, makes sense. From here came all the pieces. So we make a model with the original pieces, and we restored the top. But the other was all here.
This is fantastic.
We have a lot of luck, because normally in the old days, when they finish, they destroy the whole tanks. These people was more lazy, only cut the top and put ground. So we can recover this. And the small tanks was for the olive oil. In the old days, they stored the oil everywhere, next to the fire, next to the animals. So they use the small tanks and they move it from one place to other. But for the wine, they always have these special rooms.
This is old system for repair.
This is something that is lost these days.
Entiendo. That's how they repaired it. What material is this?
Clay.
Can I touch?
Yeah, of course. And when they repair the tanks, they make a special treatment inside, like a glass. You see it here. After repair something, for don't have any liquid that goes out, they use this system. Was really, really efficient. It's something that now is lost. Nobody works with this now.
What year is it believed that these containers are created?
These are not so old.
No son muy antiguos, pero pueden tener 200 años, tranquilamente.
Yeah, I think some of them have the date.
No, aquí tienen una fábrica.
One is from the company that make it.
Salvador Alba. Fábrica de Salvador Alba.
Yeah, that's coming through.
The owner of the.
Any sense? Any sense of the year? Are they 50 years old? Are they?
No, more.
Yeah. How old are they?
To,
Do you think?
Between 200, 400 years, something.
So that's
like that.
fairly old, relatively speaking.
If you compare,
I wouldn't call it young. I wouldn't call them new.
if you compare with the tanks for the wine, that they finished to use it 300 years ago, so they are
Relatively speaking. This is exceptional. The heritage that you guys have here is very precious, precioso.
we think it's important to keep it. It's was something so common. This area was full of places like this one, full. Here the people produce a lot of wine. Normally they export this wine to Rome in the old days. But after the phylloxera they destroy everything. They don't want to keep it. It was something that they don't need.
There's evidence that here it's believed that they were exporting some of the vino to the Italian peninsula.
Yeah, they have. You can see it also because you know the Testaccio mountain. It's an artificial mountain that it's in Rome and it's made with clay. And you can know because the artisans put the name in the clay and they broke it there. In the old days it was more cheap broke the clay than send empty again to the other countries. So they broke it in the same place. And in this place you can take it and still read it. The name of the people that make it and the place.
The other son.
Your brother and your other son,
Yeah.
another son, is arriving.
Yeah.
Great,
He's working in the farm.
great.
So
And so to the comment you're making, so the name, the inscription, and the type of material is from here, from Spain.
Yeah, they say-
from the Iberian Peninsula.
sometimes they put the town, all the times the country, and the name of who make it. So we know it because you can still read it. It's something that was normally for olive oil and wine. This was.
Have you come across any evidence yet of any of the wine or olive oil that was produced here years ago? Any evidence of it showing up anywhere else outside of the Iberian Peninsula like the Italian Peninsula?
Here, this was the main business. In Rome, in the old days, the people call Spain the light of Rome because they also use the olive oil for the lamps in the streets. So it's something that you can see it easy and you can.
Yeah. But you haven't been able to pinpoint your Molino yet.
Oh,
to somewhere in Italy.
No.
Okay.
No.
Which is fine. I was just curious if because that'd be really interesting.
If you have this luck to see fantastic. I think it's very difficult to find a piece with the name of your.
It'd be very rare. It'd be a rare find.
If somebody found it.
But you never know.
No.
Someone might have already found it and you just haven't come across it either. You never know, right? Because there's archaeologists finding stuff.
But
all the
they are done searching there. They don't want to move everything because it's something that they keep it very, very special.
In Rome, the city.
Yep.
You're speaking. I understand that.
It's part of the city now.
People are living there. That's what makes it kind of complicated with the city of Rome specifically. There's like 2 million people there or something, so they can only dig so much, right?
No, but you can see it. It's outside. It's a mountain.
Is it? Yeah.
Made with clay.
Near Rome?
Yep.
Near the city?
I never been there, but I want to visit it one day.
Okay.
¿Vaya a probar el aceite o algo?
Do you want to taste some oil or?
I would love some. Gracias.